Joining us on the line this week, Mike Anderson, CEO and founder of NSBC Africa, giving us a bit of insight as to how a startup can apply for the Launch My Startup Accelerator program. Mike, last week we spoke about why startups fail and what they can do to prevent failing. I like the sound of an accelerator program.
Yeah, absolutely, Damian. The thing is, what we need to do, just to recap, how to avoid that failing. Your vision, your goals, your research, your belief, your loving what you do, your adaptation, the soaring with the eagles, and then not quitting. That's the key. And then, of course, and what we can do to prevent failing, and that's what we need to do to recap on last week. And Damian, right now, globally, the startup revolution is at its high point. We've spoken about this many times over the past year, and it's even at a higher point than it's ever been right now. And the big drive is now globally is to really help the masses out there, the people out there, to think beyond that job and create your own job with little or no money. And the startup revolution is here. It's at a high point, and it's time to seize. And it's time for the nation to go behind these startups, support them. It's not easy out there for these guys, and it's really imperative that we go behind them and support them to make sure that they stay in business, build a business, and so they can employ others.
So, if we look at the global trends and you say that the startup revolution is at its high point, is there availability for South Africans to receive some startup initiatives that are possible, to help these business owners become fully fledged entrepreneurs?
Absolutely. The startup revolution, we have an initiative that we spoke about it some time ago, and we said to your listeners that in time we're going to be launching the most amazing, exciting initiative for those out there who have started up in the past 6 months. And now we've actually done that. We've launched properly this week. It's gone public this week. And so, importantly, what about Launch My Startup? This is really where your business starts. So we will be identifying high potential small businesses out there to become part of the initiative designed to boost the small business sector, alleviate unemployment, and drive job creation within the sector. So basically, what we will be doing through the Launch My Startup initiative, Damon, is that we are going to 100% fund a startup who's been in business longer than 6 months to formalize their business structure, to
Wow.
professionalize their presence, to get prepared to access funding, to meet face to face with thousands of business decision makers, to, of course, receive the tools and support to build a successful business, to become supplier ready for the corporate and government sectors. And then, of course, what does it include? If your business is selected, the 100% funding package will include the following for free: your company name reserved with CIPC, your company registered with CIPC, your company registered with SARS, tax, PAYE, UIF, your BE affidavit. Of course, one requires that now to access funding, a complete expo package at the Business Show Africa to have access to markets of over 25,000 business decision makers, fully sponsored, ongoing support and guidance to accelerate success. And yet important to continue that, to help these startups to become funding ready, to guide them to become supplier ready, to help them access hundreds of business guides, VIP tickets to attend success-driven masterclasses and seminars throughout the year to help them get ahead, VIP invites to attend world-class networking events, to mingle and meet with the world's best, and then, of course, exclusive invite to enter the South African Small Business Awards, and then, of course, an array of amazing specials that will be provided by South Africa's leading brands. So this value of this accelerator program is valued at just over 300,000 Rand. But
Incredible.
of course, the selected startups will be 100% funded to get their business out there, to access funding, to become supplier ready. And this is what is needed to really do that, to take them from a small startup to an active economic participant so that they can employ others.
It's really giving me goosebumps to hear what you guys are putting out there because it sounds like you guys are looking for small businesses that are putting in the work. They've got great ideas. They're motivated. They're hungry, and then acknowledging their hard work and the wherewithal that they have, and saying, "Welcome to the next step. We're going to take you from where you are now to that next level." And it's absolutely incredible. I've got, like I said, I've got goosebumps for whoever actually ends up, bagging the prize for this. What kind of
Absolutely.
criteria are you looking at for applications for the Launch My Startup Accelerator program? and how would one startup apply?
So first of all, the Launch My Startup initiative is targeted at small business who's been in business longer than 6 months. They've got to be BE compliant, of course, and most small businesses having a turnover of under 10 million rand a year are automatically BE compliant. So that's not an issue. And then, of course, one can go onto our website, launchmystartup.co.za. And importantly, if a small business is selected, they'll be notified within 5 working days, and then, of course, the campaign and benefits for the selected candidates will be activated, of course, when the national funder is secured, which is all happening right now. And just some exciting to add to that, Damien, is that the objective and the aim, and we're on track, that we will be funding over 1,000 startups over the next year.
That is absolutely incredible. Mike, I really salute what you guys have up your sleeve, have planned for these small businesses. And I can't wait to see, once we've gotten through the application phase to seeing who's selected and how they just go
Absolutely,
from strength
and
to
Damien,
strength.
and Damien, maybe over time, when we would bring in these small businesses on board, and maybe there'll be a great opportunity to interview them on air, and
Oh,
and let's hear
fantastic.
these stories, and let's hear these stories coming through. And I've been privy now this week. The first applications are coming in, and it's completely emotional, and the gratitude expressed by these startups is unbelievable. And to me, it's the most it's without doubt the most exciting initiative I've personally done within the NSBC since we started over 15 years ago. And it's meaningful, it's job creation, it's alleviating unemployment, it's turning the economy into a new direction. And that's what we need to do as a nation.
Really looking forward to it. I'd love to have a chat to some of these small business owners once the process is going. Mike, thank you so much for coming on the show. We'll catch up with you next week, same time, same place.
Damien, always a pleasure. Thank you very much. Pleasure. Thank you very much.